Alright, guys, here we are. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. I have no idea if all of this works. It's actually my first stream in quite some time, so please let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. And then we can get this started. Today's challenge is going to be very, very interesting. The topic of dating, I think, is a topic that a lot of people are interested in, so we're going to touch on that today for the very first time. So let me see, chat. I can see you, we can hear you, it's good, it's good. All right, that seems fantastic. So how are you guys doing here in Colombia? It's still a mess, to be honest. Cases are peaking. It's almost impossible to do anything really, apart from hanging out. But for that reason, we're gonna check out Tinder today. So the theory behind this is that when you go out in Colombia, it's quite difficult actually to meet women. And that's quite annoying because Colombia is famous for its attractive women. And within Colombia specifically, here in Cali, the city where I'm currently at, Cali is said to have the most attractive women within Colombia, right? So we are in the hotspot within the hotspot of meeting women. But it's actually quite difficult, as I just said, to meet women when you go out. And the reason for that is that Colombian women tend to go out in very big groups, very large social circles, you know, sometimes 15, 20 people, and a big part of those people are men and boys that are around those women, and you know, it's very tough. It's very tough to meet new people when you go out to Colombia. Going out is nothing considered to be a good way to meet new people. You go out with your friends. You do not talk to strangers. So for that reason, I think online is the way to go, especially in this situation where we have a global shutdown and everything is closed anyway. So, all right, so the challenge is as follows. I have a brand new Tinder account, a brand new profile, and we're gonna set a timer for 60 minutes. And within 60 minutes, I wanna get at least a single date, right? A single commitment of any woman, not any. I want to be. I'm not gonna take any woman that, you know, is throwing herself out there. I want to be quite picky. I want to meet somebody that I'm actually interested in, somebody that I find attractive and interesting, and all of that within 60 minutes. So that's gonna be the challenge here. So let's see. Let's see how I can do the timer thing. Maybe there's actually a way to do that here. Let me see. No. I gotta pull up a timer online somehow. All right. Timer website. Okay, here we go. "60 minutes or 1 hour to be more specific. All right. So how do I do that? How's the connection, guys? Is it quite choppy or is it working fine? Little chops. Maybe I can do something with the bit rate here. I gotta lower the bit rate because the connection here is quite shit, to be honest. Let me see. Maybe we go with a 2000 bit rate here. Not too bad though. All right. All right, we should be back. We should have a slightly lower quality now, but hopefully my laptop will be able to deal with this. Let's see if that works out better. Let me know in the chat if you're still here. Let me know if it works. And then I'm gonna try again to have a timer on screen somehow. Let me see. All right. Browser. No. Remove. Should have done this before the stream, but I just had no time today. So excuse the delay, but in a few seconds we should be ready to go. I just gotta figure out how to add a timer so we know what's going on. This should work. Timer online. Alright, so then like this. Alright, here we got the timer. I also need the YouTube chat. Which I have right now. Okay. Let me adjust a few things here. So my CPU is at 16% now, so it's much better than before, and it should be very smooth and should work out well. Let me change the light a little bit here. This looks better. Okay, so once again, the challenge is 1 hour, get at least one date, but not with anybody. I want to find a woman that excites me, that I think is attractive and interesting. We're gonna be quite picky here. We're not gonna take anything, so we'll see how that works out. Before we get started, let's analyze my profile, shall we? My profile is the following, all right? I'm gonna explain the strategy behind every picture, all right? So the first picture, very obviously, we're gonna play the cuteness card, right? I got my dog in here, and Colombian women, they are crazy in love with any sort of animal, especially with cute little dogs. So that should be quite a good attention grabber here as the first image. Yeah, my name, my age, and then here in the description, I'm gonna translate into English. It says, from Germany, living in Colombia. All right. Then we got my size, all right? We got my 180 here. Now, if I was doing that in Europe, I wouldn't put my height here, right? It's not nothing special. It's nothing to brag about really, and it's not really relevant as well. But in Colombia, men are quite small, I should say, and for that reason, when you're above, I would say anything above 170 is already considered quite tall in Colombia, and it's gonna give you a big plus with Colombian women, to be honest. So you gotta play this card if possible, right? So I gotta put it here as the second fact. And then the third part of my description here says, taking my dog around the world, are you going to join us? Right? Let me know in the chat what you think about this this phrase here. Taking my dog around the world, are you going to join us? What do you think? Is that a good phrase? Our women are going to read that and think, oh yeah, well, let's join. Also, I invested into Tinder Gold, so we don't waste any time, and we got a boost here. So with that boost, I think the way it works is that it's gonna put your profile in front of hundreds of women within 30 minutes. So we're gonna really push this profile. So this is the first image. Cute, animal, friendly, lovely. And also it shows that I don't have hair currently due to the fact that everything is closed. Second image, also very important. Active, all right? Going out, hiking, sports. I mean, it's not really showing anything really, but I don't have any pictures that show me doing any sort of activity apart from that one, so I just put it there. Also, sunglasses are not really recommended because when you cover your eyes, it's considered somewhat negative as a Tinder profile picture, but I just I did it anyway. All right. Third thing is then a moving image, a sort of video. And I read online that it's very important to have at least one moving image, so people, women, realize that you're real, that you exist, that this is not a fake profile. And also, you know, I got a nice tan here, and I got blonde hair, so I just did it. What is this, and why is it in my recommended? Well, that's a good question. Why is it in your recommended? Maybe YouTube thinks that you are planning to move to South America, planning to use Tinder in order to find a beautiful Latina woman for yourself. I don't know. But anyway, let's continue. This image, all right, with this image, I'm trying to tell, look, I smoke weed and you should be okay with it. That's the sort of message that I'm trying to get across with this image, because I want to have a woman that fits my lifestyle, and I do enjoy a good pipe of weed, you know, every now and then. And whoever's going out with me should be able to accept that. So I'm going to be very transparent with that in my Tinder profile, if that makes any sense. Last one. This image symbolizes economic stability, right? I have a car and I can drive, and that should be quite important to a fraction, to some females, right? So that's the profile that we are going to use. We got 1 hour, and in just a second we're gonna start. I just quickly have to close the windows because mosquitoes are coming in. Alrighty, so let's start the countdown and also start the Tinder boost. Where's the boost? Here's the boost function. Alright, boost me. And now we got 30 minutes of increased visibility on Tinder, so hopefully that works out. So let's get started. Let's see what we can do. And I already got 19 likes. This is a brand new account. I haven't swiped. I haven't done anything with this profile other than uploading my images. And I already have 19 likes. Okay, let's check out these likes. Christina, 26. Let's see. All right. She's quite a woman, right? She's quite a woman. She lives in Cali, and you know, she enjoys life, and she's not interested in any sort of this kind of relationship. All right. She's got, you know, a few tattoos, not bad. But you know what? I'm not convinced yet. What about Valentina, 23? She has a cute smile. She is an engineer who's working with Biomedica. Not bad, right? She's got Instagram, if you want to check that out. Yeah, why not? We're gonna accept that. I think it's quite interesting, especially the field that she works in. So then we have Alejandra, 26. She looks quite smart as well with these glasses. She has no information whatsoever, so we're gonna give that a pass. Then we have Nicole, 23. Quite some interesting pics here, I must say. Let's see, but she's 60 kilometers away. I think I should change my settings. That's quite far. So we're gonna give that a pass. Then we have Diana, 27. She likes to travel as well. We got a few Instagram pics here. But nothing really that sparks my interest, so we're gonna give it a pass. Let's do a few quick selections here. A few passes right away. Pass, pass, pass. And then we can look at my favorites in more detail. Remove this. We got Valentina. Valentina is a very, very common name here. So, oops, I like that, but I didn't mean to. Well, it doesn't matter. We're gonna give that a pass. We got Rosa, 20 years old. She's got, I don't know if that is a filter, but she's got steel blue eyes. That's crazy, isn't it? No information whatsoever, but she looks quite interesting. So why not give that a like? Then we got Tatiana, 28. Oh yeah, she's got a lot of text here. Wait, does that mean I have to translate this quickly? Let me pull up the translation here. She says, the following. If the only thing someone has to offer is casual sex, liquor, and unsavory conversation, then I'm not interested in investing my time in someone like that. She's quite strict. I don't know, why do you put that as the first sentence, right? I mean, I get that a lot of women get a lot of creepy messages, but literally everything she says, including the text in caps, is negative stuff that she doesn't like, that she doesn't want. I'm not really interested in that sort of vibe, if you get what I mean. Ciao. Then we got Daniela, 21, showing what she has to offer, but hiding her face. Why is she hiding her face? What does she has to hide? There's the face. It's not too bad, right? Does that mean she's Asian? Let me pull up the translator once again. She says, I wish I could get an Asian through here. That is literally what she says. I wish I could get an Asian through here. Why did she like me then if she's interested in Asians? We can like her and talk about that for a second. Find out. We have Camila, 28. She looks interesting with her style and that sort of stuff. I think she's an interesting person. She only put her Instagram here. So we're gonna like her back. Why not? Then we have Carolina, 24. Very sporty, very active. No, we're gonna say no. We got Wendy, 26. Apparently loves to travel. Oh my god, that's interesting. Okay, like. Okay, and then we're gonna go through some profiles here. Bam, bam, bam. Let's see what we can what we can find here. Don't be so silent in the chat, guys. If you're watching, you can comment. Why not? Gabriela, 22. Only got her Instagram. It looks like she has some operations done with her body, which I'm not a fan of, to be honest. But we're gonna go ahead and give her a like. Why not? No, 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 no. She's got red hair, which is quite... I like red hair. I don't know why, but I'm gonna give her a like. Hopefully, oh, I'm gonna use the back function here. I'm gonna give that a second look. I don't know. I don't know. Something is off here, but I don't know what. I'm gonna give that a no. 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 Candy. Candy, candy, candy. Very, very candid with her pictures. We're gonna give that a like. Right? Boom. Who puts a first picture like that? I mean, you can't even see anything. I mean, no. Just weird. It's just weird to have a photo like that on position 1. No. Oh, Sarah. Sarah is actually my type, to be honest. Unfortunately, she doesn't talk much about herself. She's 22. She's living quite close. She's got perfect teeth, which I have a big fable for. Perfect teeth is something that I really value very highly. She's quite petite. So we're gonna give her a super like. I think we have 5 of those, so we're gonna be very picky with those. But Sarah, you deserve a super like. Here we go. There you have it. All right, let's move on. No, 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 no. Daniela, 29. Here's the thing, all right? Colombian women are obsessed with plastic surgery. And it's almost like Colombian men demand for Colombian women to have plastic surgery to fit the ideal image that Colombian men are looking for. But I'm not a big fan. I prefer the natural look, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna give that a pass. 180? Yeah. You talking about me or who? Was there a woman who was 180? Jesus. Not convinced. It's quite mean, this game, isn't it? It's quite mean, but this is how it works. No. Another example. She's an attractive woman, but just this sort of plastic look, this sort of in your face, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it, but let me know if you think otherwise. If you think otherwise, then Colombia is really the perfect spot for you, because women here, they get plastic surgery as a Christmas present from their parents. Numerous people have told me that, and it goes that far that for Christmas, those those plastic surgeons, they give out special deals, so you can get a new pair of boobs and lips and a new butt for 50% off. Perfect Christmas deal. This is what is going on in this country here. The one you super liked was 180. Oh my god, really? So let's talk to a few matches here and see if we can pull it off. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Is that too simple? I don't know what else to say. I'm just gonna use that. Just gonna copy and paste this like a bastard. I'm gonna just copy and paste it and send this phrase to literally every girl on here. Maybe I should come up with something more interesting, more special, but maybe you can put an idea in the chat, something that is a little bit more special, but maybe that works. We'll see. And we got 5 new likes, so let's take a look at Jennifer 22. Jennifer 22. I'm elite. That is a bit weird, isn't it? We're gonna pass. Renata 23 is a trans person. Now I don't have anything against transgender, but it's just not for me, so I'm gonna give it a pass. Oh my god, we got the first reply, and it's Wendy, the model that had this very nice picture here in the boat, which I'm a big fan of. So we're gonna give her a compliment. Oh my god, we get a second message. Messages are coming in, and we're not gonna use Google Translate because that obviously sucks, but we're gonna use DeepL. That is a deep learning, machine learning sort of algorithm for translation, and it's much better than Google Translate. So we're gonna use that to pull this off. All right. So we're gonna say, I am very good. Oops, very good. Thanks. I love the picture in that boat. Where did you take it? All right. We're interested in her profile. That's a good way to start a conversation, isn't it? I'm gonna send that. Why not ask if they speak English so it's easier? That's a good point. I'm gonna do that right now. Do you speak English? Do you speak English? Bam. Then we have a reply from Camila 28. What can we ask her? We can ask her about that helmet, why she's wearing a helmet. Why are you wearing a helmet in that image? Are you a construction worker? Bam. Right, so let's continue with our search. So this woman, as I said, not a big fan of the plastic look. Then we have Jen, 20 years old, a very sensual person. She likes yoga. She's a foodie. She likes coffee. All right. She's cute. She's natural, but not, not too natural. She's got makeup and stuff, so that's a good mix. So maybe I should give her a super like. I got 4 left. I'm gonna give her a super like. So now we get 3 left. Brianna, 19 years old. This image does not tell me anything whatsoever. I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? It's strange. We're gonna give it a pass. Joanna, 19. By the way, is it creepy that I have set the filter to 19 when I'm not 29? Is 10 years too much? I don't know. It doesn't tell me much, so we're gonna give it a pass. No. You know what's suspicious though? When a woman uses filters and very heavy filters, such as this one, in every single image, it tells me they're trying to hide something. But I'm still interested, so I'm gonna give it a like. Leslie, 19, loves movies and is a dog lover and Disney and Netflix and gaming. Oh, she's a gamer. She's a gamer girl. Not for me though. No. We gotta hurry up because we don't have much time left in our boost here. No. Julieta, 19. Very interesting style. Not for me. What is this? Like, why? Why waste your time and create a profile like this? Anna, 20. Look at this angle though. This angle is quite something, isn't it? Yeah, I'm quite intrigued by that angle. I'm gonna give her one of the remaining 3 super likes. Bam, there we go. Next. Camila Lopez. She looks cute. I just for a second thought that she had, you know, some history of self-harm here, but I think it's just hair. It's just hair. It's cute. I'm gonna give it a like. Alexandra, 22. That's the crazy part. The crazy thing about Colombian women, they look very, very thick, you know. But how can I put this without sounding like a sexist or something? But it's just a perfect mix of skinny upper body and very thick, just thickness, you know. It's crazy, but still gonna give it a pass. No. Nannies. She has a very, very massive filter on that one. So, and just one image and no information whatsoever. So I'm gonna give it a pass. Melly 21 seems like a very fun girl, doesn't she? She has quite a smile. I'm gonna say no. Then we have Milena with something that we used to call side boob when I was a student back a long time ago. The good old side boob, very interesting to look at all the time. It's quite hard to tell. She's been to France, she's been to Europe, she's a well-traveled girl with her 23 years of age. She seems like a fun girl, so let's give her like no, no. Oh, now that's quite interesting, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Now that to me is the definition, although I think it's quite fake in terms of, plastic surgery, it's still quite interesting to look at. And she has a huge text here. Let's translate and see what she has to say. Let's see. Put that here. She says, I'm not perfect. I'm real like any other person. Well, that's quite stupid, isn't it? My personality is well defined. What does that mean? My personality is well defined? I do not seek to like people. What is that? Without taboos and open to various possibilities in the future. Wink, wink. I am in Medellin and not in Cali, but it says you're 6 kilometers away, so you must be in Cali. Strange. Before generalizing, I distinguish myself. I'm not rude if I do not sincere and frank. I do not go through life doing what others want. I do what I think is right. If you don't tolerate that, I should refrain from writing. What the hell? Now, Natalia, I like your pictures. Your text is quite strange. So I'm gonna give you a like so we can discuss that in more detail. No, 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 no. Like or no? Maybe? I don't know. I'm indecisive with this girl. Let's check out her Instagram pics. All right, she's smiley, she's happy, and she's not my type. No. No, no. We only got a few minutes left with the boost. No. Oh my god, this. No. Linda. Linda uses a lot of filters as well to hide whatever. I'm not sure what she's hiding, but I'm gonna say no. 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 Maria. Living the life, she says. Viva la vida, which is quite a good theme, but anyway, no. Then we have Joliana, 29. She's an artist and a businesswoman. Let's see what she what she put in her profile here. She seems interesting. I'm gonna give it a like. What is that? It's the only picture she has, and it was taken with what seems to be a 20-year-old Nokia phone. Or did you guys use the Game Boy Color camera? Let me actually pull that up. Game Boy camera. I used to love this thing. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Looks like she took her picture with that one. No. She looks a bit depressive, right? She's got this depressive, sad look. But why not? All right, so we got a mugshot here. Decline. Oh my god. We're almost done with the boost, guys, so we gotta hurry up. I mean, why not? No. Plasticky? What the fuck? Sorry, I don't know. Something seemed interesting about her. Carol? 9. I'm even starting to speak German. Gabriela, 19 years old. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, guys? She's blonde. You noticed? She's blonde. This is what I noticed in this image. She's blonde. I do like blonde. Gonna give it a like. Should have given a super. Oh, it's a match. Let's say I am surprised to find a blonde Latina on here. Copy, paste, send, boom. Almost there, guys. Almost there. So the boost is over now. So now we're back to normal. Yeah, kind of cute. Looks older than 19. Yeah, she looked a bit older. What do you do to make money right now? Well, actually I have a video planned about that. I am mainly living off passive income currently. So I have 3 different ways of making passive income. One, for example, is crypto investing. So I'm putting money into crypto, hoping for, some return on that. And it used to work out pretty nicely in the last years. So I might make a video about that. And there's also other forms of passive income that I have. I'm not actively working on anything. I try to, as maybe you've seen my video about the business plan and the visa that was declined. I do have a business idea in mind that is a perfect fit for Colombia. Colombia is actually a very rapidly growing economy. So I think there's a lot of potential here to make money. if you just have a good idea and some capital to start. So I might try to do that next year. Laura, 23. No. No. Again, quite plasticky. Quite plasticky. No. Then we have some, Bible quote. Why not put a Bible quote on Tinder? It's the perfect spot to spread the message. Why not? Michelle, 22. No. Iliana, 27. She looks quite a bit younger than 27, right? But again, so many filters, so much makeup. It's crazy. Why can't just girls be more confident? Why do they have to do all that crap? But I'm gonna give her a like. She's good looking. No. We got 26 minutes left for the challenge. So let's go back to replying to some messages here, because I have to score an actual date. Not just get a bunch of likes, likes are easy, but a date, that is the challenge. So what is she saying? Sí, soy arquitecta y trabajo en construcción. So she's an architect, or she works in construction. So that is extremely interesting. We can talk about that on our first date. Should I just do the move? Should I just try and ask her out right away? I'm gonna be frank and do that. So I'm gonna say, why? How do I do this without sounding like an idiot? That seems so interesting. Guys, help me out in the chat. Come on. Where's your ideas? Why don't we meet up and you show me one of your construction sites? That seems so interesting. Why don't we meet up and you show me one of your construction sites? Wink, wink. Without the wink. The wink is creepy. Copy, paste, boom. Let's see if that works. Say, how did you end up in Colombia? Are you talking to me? If you're talking to me, go to my channel and scroll all the way down to my first video, and that tells you exactly how and why I ended up in Colombia. So let's see what Camila has to say to that perfectly crafted pickup line. Maybe I screwed it up, maybe not, we'll see. Let's continue. No. Cute, but somewhat depressive looking, to be honest, but still cute. No. 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 Now, if you're a big fan of that image, make sure you read the description as well. Very convincing. Very, very convincing, but not for me. Oh, I know, I found you because of an ad. When you randomly generated a country, I meant tell her how did you end up. Yeah. That's good. That's a good question. I'm gonna put that as my next message if she replies. Bro, do you know when the international flights are back again in Colombia? So the last information that I have is that air travel is supposed to normalize in November slash December. So all the airports are opening up in October, but only for, you know, business travel and government travel and that stuff. And then in November, it should open up for tourists as well. So that is when you should be able to come here and enjoy Tinder in Colombia for yourself. No, no. Why? Santiago, why trying to sneak in here? It's not gonna work, buddy. It's not gonna work. All right? Cute. Quite intense looking, I shall say. Quite intense looking. No. Daniela, no. Yeah, I like her. Uh huh. She likes to travel. She's got a smile on every picture. So we're gonna give it a like. Janet. She looks cute. She has perfect teeth, which I'm a big fan of. She likes to take photos. True. Why not? Like. Boom. No. No. Mm-hmm. Yeah, why not? No. Yeah. No. No. Hmm. This is somewhat hypnotizing, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. That is a big like for me. Like, boom. Do you plan staying longer in Colombia or sometime you will move to another random country? That is a very good question. I tried to get a visa in order to stay longer in Colombia. That visa was rejected, declined. So technically, I am supposed to leave Colombia, um, by the end of possibly November. And then I can come back and try again, try to obtain another visa. But of course, it's also an option to go to another random country. But it's all gonna depend on the global situation. If travel is still gonna be restricted, and if if cases are still peaking in so many different countries, then I'm not gonna take the risk and just travel to a random country. I would rather stay here and try to build something here. And there's so much to see, guys. I mean, I've barely done anything here. I've been locked in for 5, 6 months now. So as soon as I am allowed to travel again, I have so much content, crazy content, like, going to the jungle and talking to the I was gonna say Aborigines, but they are not called Aborigines. What are they called in Colombia? the Indians, but the Indians is like is a racist term, isn't it? So I'm not sure. But I could go there and experience their culture and, you know, eat crazy things like ants and stuff like that. I'm getting distracted. I only got 17 minutes left and I still have no date, which is terrible. Gracias. No hablo inglés. Ah, that's a shame. All right, so apparently she's a bit turned off by the suggestion that I had. So I'm not sure if we can recover from that. Now we got a second shot with Wendy here. So what can we tell her in order to get a date with her? So your photos look amazing now that bars are open again in Colombia, which is the case since I think yesterday. Would you like to go out? I'm just gonna try that. See what she says. Like, dislike. Would be funny if it lands on North Korea. It would be funny for you. Would it be funny for me? Would I be able to film? I don't know. I would probably end up in prison, in a concentration camp. Yeah, she seems very interesting. Doesn't look like 19 though. There we have it, another Barbie doll. Oh my goodness. Can I even show this on YouTube? Oh my god, I don't know. I better move on. Better move on. Now this is also quite interesting to look at. Why do you put an image like this on position 1? What are you trying to sell? What are you trying to tell? Not sell. I'm not gonna make any claims here, Sophia. But I'm gonna give you one of the remaining 2 super likes. There you go. 1 left. All right, so she replied. She asked me what my job is as the first question. And this one here says, now I only have one construction site, a hotel remodel. So how can we move things quickly here with her? Damn it. I'm gonna say a hotel. Which one? How about we... No, I can't say that, guys. I can't suggest going to a hotel. That sounds fishy. I have no time. I have no time to lose. I got 13 minutes. I'm just gonna ask her, do you want to go out? Yes or no? Just make up your mind. God damn it. Valentina Satisabal. Oh my god, I don't even remember liking her. You can't even see that image. Wait, let me show you. There you go. Oh my god. I gotta move my cam a little bit. Make it a little bit smaller here so you can see. can see the good stuff. So wait, hold on. Bien y tú, good and you, she's saying. So what can we say? 106. You're right. She's 106 kilometers away. Why is that? Why are you so far away? I was hoping to take you out for a drink tonight. God damn it. Oh, this is Portuguese. Spanish. Bam. Alright, so far we have no success. We got a lot of likes, but no success. So let's see if we could turn it around in the coming 11 minutes. We gotta move quickly. We gotta make moves. No. Hell yeah. Well, I'm not sure. First I thought hell yeah, and then I thought, maybe not. I don't know. What do you think? She's 25. She has no info. Yeah, why not? We gotta take a risk now. We gotta move quickly here. 19, bit young, but okay. No. Yeah. I can't be too picky. I think we gotta speed things up a little bit now. Okay. We gotta speed up. Let's see what we can get. It's a match. An unintentional match. I don't know. I don't even want to message her, to be honest. But we got 10 likes. We got 10 likes to look at. Look at that. This is quite a good... I gotta say, Tinder is quite a good method in Colombia. I've never gotten so many matches in any other country in the world, to be honest. Knock knock joke? Tell me a knock knock joke that I can use. I'm gonna try that. So we got this person here. She's 22. She's transsexual, and I think I pressed this button before. Why is she here again? Then we got Lena. She's 19. She seems very innocent, and therefore I'm gonna go with no. This person, I'm 100% sure I said no to her. Tinder is kind of buggy. Remove. I'm using the deep learning translator. It's a fantastic application. It's a German company actually, and they use machine learning for translations, and it's at least 100 times better than Google Translate. So I highly recommend that. They have a website and an app for desktop as well. So I'm gonna say no. Melly. I remember all of these girls. Why are they back here? I don't know. Oh my god, we got less than 10 minutes left. Holy smokes. Okay, yes. Yes. ¿Cómo estás? Ahora. Oh, she asks if we want to go out now. Now this is the moment where I can score a date, and I'm gonna say not right now, of course. let's do it on Tuesday. How about we go to a nice Italian restaurant? Copy, paste, boom. This is, I think, my final shot, to be honest. It's my final shot. If this doesn't work out, then I'm gonna lose the challenge. I've got 7 minutes left. I've got no new matches. I've got this girl, but I'm not really convinced, to be honest, with her. But just gonna try. I'm just gonna send a GIF. What GIF can I send her? Go out. Is there a GIF to go out? Is there a GIF to ask a girl to go out? Let's go out. Oh, perfect. Who needs translator anyway? You know, you just send. Boom. She says she agrees. There it is. We got 6 minutes, 35 seconds left, and I got a date with Camilla, 28 years old. She's not my first choice, to be honest, but she seems very interesting. So there we have it. It works. Ah, yeah. I mean, honestly, guys, any other country, Tinder never worked out for me. You know, you get matches, but then they just stop talking, or you know, they never start talking in the first place, or you just don't get any matches. Like in some countries where I'm just, you know, one of a million, where there's a bunch of tall blonde guys, no chance. But here, Colombia is actually a fantastic method to meet new people, and within 55 minutes, I managed to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches, several interesting conversations, and one girl that actually agreed to go out. So let's nail it down. Let's say, what time would suit you? Question mark. Copy, paste, and it's so easy. It's so easy, and it's actually a lot of fun. Knock knock, who's there? Cow says who? No cow says moo. That's actually a good one. I'm gonna. But are you even able to translate that into Spanish? I don't know. But we got a few minutes to keep looking. Let's keep looking. Maybe we can find a hidden gem here. No, that is not the girl that is 180. I think the one that is 180, she hasn't replied because I gave her a super like, but she didn't like me back so far. Maybe in a few days, who knows. Once again, we have some plastic here. It's a shame. It's a shame, really. It destroys so much. What is this? Let me see. Why not? Dislike, 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 dislike. Why? El martes me voy a tatuar a las 5 p.m. So she's gonna get a tattoo, and then at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. she is willing to meet me. Isn't that a good thing? I just made it just in time. It's perfect. My apologies. I should have never assumed you were gay. Wow. When did you make that conclusion and why? I mean, don't get me wrong. Nothing against gays. Everybody can do and love and kiss and have sex with whoever they want. It's just nothing that I'm interested in. Look, now all the girls are coming. Oh, there she is. Maybe we can get a second one. We got 2 minutes left. We got 2 minutes left to get a second date. So we got to move very quick. Oh my God. What are you doing tomorrow? ¿Qué harás mañana? I would love to cook a German dish just for you. I would love to cook a German dish just for you. This is my final shot to score a second date before the countdown runs out. So hopefully she's gonna read it immediately and reply with yes. I would love that. Oh my God, this is actually quite exciting. Gabriela, 19 years old, blonde hair, very interesting pictures. Let's see. Max the pulling machine. Yeah, you're right. 2 dates on the same day? That would actually be the second challenge, the second video. How many girls can I date simultaneously? No, that's a dick move. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Your voice and feminine manners. I don't know, man. I don't know. So let's see what Paula says. She says, how are you? I'm gonna ask her, do you speak English? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Missed it. I missed it. She did not reply, but at least I got one date with Camila at 7 p.m. in a few days. So we'll see how that turns out. Oh, we got a new like. Although the countdown has run out, I'm just gonna continue for just a little bit here because it's so much fun. Hola. Maybe put in a GIF here. Yeah, this is a good one. Especially with that image. It's a good one. You're gonna brush up your Spanish for the date? Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna prepare some, some catchy, flirty phrases that I'm gonna learn, and this way, I'm not gonna have any problem whatsoever. He hating on the accent? Yeah, I think I have a weird accent, a mix of German and British and some American influences, because obviously I'm German. I went to university in England and I watch American YouTube channels all day long, so it's a weird fucked up mix. I know. Let's see if we can find some more. What is this? What is the message that a girl is sending with this image? Is that a second girl there? It's two girls basically sitting on top of each other. Interesting. Not really, it's only German? Alright then, I don't know. Valencia, Valencia. Mm-hmm. Valeria, 19. I think I'm going to give her the remaining super like. I got one left, and I think she deserves it, doesn't she? Okay, there we go. It's gone. Although now I almost regret that decision, and now I kind of want to go back and give her a normal like, and then give that super like to Valerie, 20 years old, who just happens to be much, much more my type than the previous girl. She's very attractive, isn't she? There you go. She's got it. Like. Just gonna do a speed run here before we finish off. What is your advice for learning a language? Well, the way I've learned English is through watching TV shows. I watched Lost. I think the first actual TV show that I watched in English was Lost, back when Lost was a thing. You know, you can put it on whatever language you're trying to learn, and then put subtitles in English, and this is a fantastic way to learn a language. Actually, I think it's much more efficient than reading books, unless you're, you know, a book kind of guy. So I made a compliment about her pictures, and I asked if she wanted to go out, and her reply is, gracias. I would consider this a fail, if you ask me. She doesn't speak English. I'm not too interested anyway, so let's just continue. Yeah, Lost is a great series. Just the final. The final season was good, but the final of Lost was just messed up, I think. I wasn't satisfied, to be honest. But what is your impression, guys? What do you think about these girls here in Colombia on Tinder? Is it what you expected, or is it much different? Is it much better or much worse than you expected? Yeah, season 1 to 4 was amazing. I was addicted to Lost. I think I watched it 3 times. I watched everything 3 times. Oh my god, look at this. That is the Colombian vibe that I'm talking about. That sort of stuff. This is what you find here. Worse than you assumed, really? Yeah, I guess when you hear that Colombia is the country with the most attractive women in the world, you would expect 70 or 80% of the women to look absolutely mind-blowing. I think the reality is there are just as many good-looking women here as in any other country. The difference is when they are good-looking, they are incredibly good-looking. I think it's just another level, but the actual amount of good-looking people, I think, is actually somewhat comparable. And plastic surgery is so much more affordable. That's why, you know, they trick you a lot. They trick you a lot. Colombians aren't my type. You like thick Latina women? Yeah, I do. I would say so. Um, I don't really have a type, to be honest. I like skinny girls, but I also like when a woman has curves. I think every type, every nationality has its features. I also love thin Swedish girls with blue eyes. That's also quite interesting. I don't really have a type. Um, the thing though is the good thing about Colombian women is really the personality, the fire. They're so emotional, they're so passionate, they're so open and crazy in many ways. Um, you know, it's a very different vibe you get here. I'm gonna like this girl. She has very interesting pics. She looks extremely fit. She looks like she has no gram of body fat. Um, oh yeah, she's a personal trainer. Um, I don't think I could keep up with this. But still gonna give her a like, just because why not? Who was that girl you went to that picnic? Are you still speaking with her? Yeah, we are speaking. Um, we are not in a serious relationship for different reasons, but we are definitely hanging out. Gonna give her a like. Oh, I thought it's a loss, but she actually replied a bit later, and now she says, "But when? When do you want to go out?" And now it's time for the translator again, and I'm gonna say, "How about on Tuesday around 7 p.m.?" You're low-key looking like Charlie Pace from Lost. Hold on, Charlie is the British guy, right? The oh my god, really? But he's got ears like that. But and also I hated his character. He was like I just hated his character. Do any girls speak English? That is actually a major problem. I would say less than 10%, maybe 5% of the girls you'll meet in Colombia speak English. And when they speak English, that is already sort of a bad sign because that means they are dealing with foreigners on a daily basis. And that type of girls, they're looking for something else than just, uh, they're looking for something else. That's all I can say. So get at least some basic Spanish in your head, some small talk stuff like It doesn't have to be very, very profound, but some basic Spanish gets you a long, long way in Colombia. I'm a kid and I'm not supposed to be watching Max looking for Tinder girls. I mean, depends. How old are you? I mean, if you're at least 14, I would say there's nothing harmful in looking at some Tinder images. Come on. If you're much younger than that, then probably time to go to bed anyway. What country would you have hoped to go? Well, to be honest, my favorite would have been the United States. Um, the US is just it's just incredibly diverse. You can have, you know, any type of climate you want in the US. You can have any sort of culture you want. You can have very liberal stuff in California. You can have something in the middle if you go to Texas. You know, you get massive cities like New York. You got massive cities like LA. I think US is just it's expensive, true, and it's probably not as exciting as going to a crazy country like Colombia, but still would have been my first choice. I'm 14, so there you go. Joshua from England. Yeah, I used to live in the East Midlands in Nottingham. She looks very interesting. 28. Looks much younger than 28. Well, I missed her. She seems very cute. Uh-huh. Mhm. Oh yeah, it's 1:30 in England. Um, you should not be browsing on YouTube anymore. It's Sunday as well, so I guess it's school tomorrow. Or is there no school? Are all the schools still shut? In that case, of course, you're invited to keep watching, but it's not going to be my fault if you don't get up tomorrow. In Colombia, it's now 7:30 in the evening, so my night has just begun. I'm gonna keep browsing for a little, see if we can score a second or a third date here. Hmm. Crazy, right? How different these images look. Dislike. She looks way younger than 19, to be honest. Better stay away. Diana has to be the one. Yeah, I guess. Unless Candy, Eye Candy, is willing to meet up. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. Just a quick reminder who she is. Quick reminder who she is. And I am very good. Just a bit bored tonight. What are your plans? Do you want to go out for dinner? Question mark. Are you gonna be recording these dates then? Should I? Should I record those dates? And if yes, should it be openly or should it be hidden camera? I don't know. Hidden camera for a date seems somewhat creepy, to be honest. I don't know if I can do that. Yeah, a bit weird recording a date. I just agreed on that. Even if you're a full-blown YouTuber, if you would go to a date with a camera in your hand, I think every sane woman would run away. Interesting story. I had a date in Colombia with a girl, and talking about strange experiences. So we went to the cinema and we watched a movie, and she was like, "You see this actor?" It was a Hollywood actor. I don't remember his name. He was a fairly he was a newcomer, not too big, but already playing Hollywood movies. And she was like, "You see this guy? Yeah, I'm texting with him on Instagram." And she pulls out her phone and shows me DMs with that guy. And I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting. That's very good. You can be proud of yourself. Very nice." And if that wasn't enough, I think that's already quite rude, right? If you're on a date with a guy to show off some DMs with that dude. She opens the camera and she starts taking photos of the screen whenever the guy appears on screen, right? So whenever there's a scene where he plays a role, she would take a photo or a video and she would send that through Instagram DM to that guy, like tagging him, like, "Oh, look, I'm watching your movie." All of that while I'm sitting right next to her, which is so weird. And after that I just said, "You know what? I don't think this is working. Let's part ways." No tengo planes. Me gustaría salir. She would like to go out. Oh my god. It looks like we got a second date here. Awesome. What would you like to do? Increíble. Increíble. Feels Batman, yeah. That is a good summary of that date. And it's a shame because she was a good girl. But you don't do that. Just don't do that. Alright, so let's see. Hold on. Plastic. Plastic. No. Maybe plastic? Not sure. Maybe I have to find out. Yeah, I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. Trying very hard here. She is very extrovertida. She's very extroverted. I think whenever a girl says that, that already tells a lot. It already tells half the story. Oh, what do we have here? Is it moving? It's gonna be moving? No, it's a still. These look like movies, but they're not moving, which is a bit disappointing because I would love to see this moving, but it's not moving. So why not? She definitely got surgery, yeah. To be honest, every second girl you got surgery, and if it's only the nose, it's only the nose, and I don't care. If you're gonna take body fat out of your stomach and have it, you know, pressed into your butt, then that's where the problems start, right? All right, let's see if we got any matches. We got 2 new matches, or likes, I should say. Definitely not my type. And then we got Natalia, who's also not my type. So guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day for now. I'm gonna cut this into pieces and upload it to YouTube as a separate video. Appreciate you tuning in. I hope you had some fun watching it. I definitely had some fun recording it, and I got a lot of stuff planned for this channel, so I appreciate you tuning in, and don't forget to hit the bell button so you get a notification whenever I upload a video. It's unfortunately the case that a lot of people miss videos because they don't check their subscription feed regularly, so hitting the bell button is a way around that. So have a nice evening. Everybody in England, go to bed. It's very late. Everybody in the US, enjoy your evening, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.